to this FPFF, Fire Prevention and Firefighting course, Module 1, Basic Safety Norms. Here in this, we are talking Chapter 2, and we'll talk about personal protection and safety on ship, especially when a fire takes place on a ship. Aboard, I'm Sanjeeva Mehta, and I'll be your instructor for this module on fire prevention and firefighting, FPFF as it is generally called. With over 2 decades at sea and in training academies, training companies, maritime companies, and freelancer for more than 20 years, I believe learning should be just as engaging as it is essential. So this course is designed not just to inform you, but to prepare you to act, think, and respond when it matters the most, like when fire happens. Fire can happen anytime, anywhere, especially at sea, and it is always risky, dangerous. So let's begin this voyage by understanding the fundamentals that could save lives, including yours. Safety at all times must be the rules on ships, actually everywhere, and it is a learned behavior. Learned behavior, why I say that? Although on shore, everywhere, we are responsible for our own personal safety, but many of the safety aspects are taken care by the dedicated departmental services ashore in our neighborhood, in the cities we live, like the medics, medical people, medical personnel, firefighters from Department of Fire Services, and other allied municipal services like cleaning, etc., cleaning of the roads, etc., provided by the authorities. Whereas on the ship we work, we are all responsible for our own safety. Join a ship. First thing one must learn is the escape routes from various locations on the ship. That is, get familiarized with your ship. That is why compulsory familiarization of the ship's crew is mandatory whenever a number of crews or single person joins a ship. It's very essential, very important. It's it's a law. Another important information: if any body part comes into contact with a hot surface, because we are talking about firefighting course, the hot surfaces are likely to be present. Otherwise, also, if any body part comes into contact with a hot surface, reaction time is set to be 0.23 seconds, else you get second degree burn. What does it mean? It means you must move away your body part from the hot surface before 0.23 seconds, otherwise you will get second degree burns. However, if one is wearing clothes, especially cotton clothes, at 1 mm thickness, that means cloth of just 1 mm thickness, its reaction time increases to 1.25 seconds. And if your body part remains in contact with the hot surface longer than 1.25 seconds, then only you will get second degree burn. Now you realize the importance of wearing full sleeve cotton clothes, commonly we call boiler suits on board the ship. You must wear, and do not tie up the boiler suit to your waist using both the arms of the boiler suit because it's too hot. Protecting your body parts is more important than sweating. All right. No flip flops, chappals, as some people call it, sandals, slippers, or loose footwear, by whatever name they are called, must be worn on the ship outside of your cabin. That means these loose footwear must not be worn when you're outside your cabin. Even when remaining within the accommodation area, it is advisable to wear shoes, not slippers, when you come out of your cabin. Wearing of safety shoes in the accommodation is not required unless carrying out some work which requires handling machinery parts or pipeline work or etc. or tools. Safety shoes with steel toe for protection of the limbs of the feet must be worn when outside the accommodation, on deck, or engine room, or any other work area. These are the basic safety rules. Since fighting fire is also a responsibility of the ship's team member, ship's crew, know your ship firefighting installation and equipment. Every member of the ship is assigned a responsibility and his duties are mentioned on the muster list. Learn about your muster station and duties in case a fire occurs or a fire alarm is sounded. Remember, no alarm is a false alarm. Keep telling yourself, no alarm is a false alarm. There is always a reason for the alarm to occur. No alarm is a false alarm. Never announce it that and never say it that it's a false alarm. The person making announcement, he must tell the reason for this alarm to sound instead of just saying false alarm. Okay, so no false alarm. Alarm is never false. So these are a few things I want to tell you before we proceed further. So I'm sure you are curious to learn more about fire prevention and firefighting on board the ship. You would be working or already are working. So this is the end of module 1, chapter 2, very small, few slides, but very important ones to keep you safe. Follow these instructions which I am being given, personal protection and safety on ship. The next chapter of this module will learn preparing for a shipboard fire incident. Of course, we like that incident should not happen, but if it occurs, just a remembrance, just to remind you, you are encouraged to make voluntary contribution and make it a collective efforts of all seafarers so that we can get benefited and with the videos like this. Okay, have a good day. Thank you.